Hi there, I'm Alexandra Beuter, and today I've got some really fun home decorating ideas to share with you. All of these are DIY. They definitely pack a punch design-wise, but they do not take all day because you're busy and so am I. And, you know, I love my DIYs, I love my room makeovers and my projects, but sometimes you just don't have that time or even the mental capacity. So today I've got a lot of quick ideas to share with you, different things I wanted to do around my home. And all of you know, in all of these decorating videos, I always say that I want things to look custom and intentional. So I definitely think they fit that vibe, but also are very budget friendly. So hope you enjoy this and find it helpful. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you do, and let's get started. So this first project is one of my favorites and definitely something I can see myself doing in a lot of different variations, which is why I think so many of you guys will really like this one. So I just ran to the store to get some spackling, and I really like this style. I've used it with other home projects. Starts out pink, it dries white, and you guys, I want to give some new life to this vase. I've had it for years. I feel like the clear with the glass, you know, it's kind of timeless, but also it's kind of been done. And I do love the white flowers, but I'm just sick of the vessel that they're in. So I wanted to give this some new life. And a lot of you know I've been looking for a project for some seashells that we gathered on a family trip. So it is honestly just such a cool and unique way, an easy way to upcycle something that you already have, and you know, some family memories are on display along the way. So I'm going to start by adding the spackling around the vase, put the seashells on, and you guys, spoiler alert, I honestly cannot believe how this turned out. I love it so much. So now you're really going to start to be able to see the transformation. And another way you guys could do this is on a picture frame, on a mirror. You could even just make a really cool art piece. So just get a canvas or a board that you have from another project in the past and put the spackle all over it. And some people, they just let the spackle completely dry on its own and then paint it. Some people put other things in it like sea glass, or even like a little memory box from your wedding if you want to put an invitation on top and a ribbon and some dried flowers. You know, you can just really make this your own in such an endless variety of ways. So I'm starting to add the seashells on. As you can see, I'm not doing anything too thought out. I just kind of wanted to wing it. And honestly, I feel like when you wing it with a project like this, it just ends up looking the best because it's not supposed to be perfect, and it gives it a lot of character, honestly, when it's not. So starting to add all of our little treasures on here, then I will let it sit overnight and show you the final result in just a second here. And I did let this dry overnight. So welcome to the next day. I have to tell you, I like this even more than I thought I would. Like, I think it looks really nice. I don't think it looks, you know, like something I made. I think it looks like something I bought. It's really, really pretty. I definitely want to do this more around the house. So if you have any other ideas for like these spackle home decorating projects, please let me know. I will definitely include it in a future video. And you can't even tell that the vase was a glass vase unless you get all up close up here. So all in all, I just feel like this is a great way to give something you've had for a long time a little more life, make it look new and fun and interesting again. And let's go put this out somewhere. Thought I'd put it right here because we have a seashell picture frame that we thrifted together a couple weeks ago in a different video. So why not continue the seashell feel and have this floral, you know, set up right here. And also, whenever I make something like this and I feel like it turns out good, I like what it looks like, I love to have it out on display somewhere where our friends and family will see it. Of course, everyone's going to walk right here. It's a great conversation starter, and honestly, it just puts a little pep in your step like, hey, I did that, it looks cool. So if you guys make it, definitely put it out on display too. Okay guys, we've got 3 of these boxes. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten a heavy sticker on an Amazon box. These are very heavy, but it will be very worth it. Wow. Okay. Now I have a wild idea to put these floor tiles on the ceiling. So I may need like extra adhesive, but they are literally perfect for my office. This color, oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what we're working with on the inside. Well, have you ever really wanted something to work that just did not want to work? You guys know my design ideas are not always the most practical. It's very fun for Chad to deal with. And I knew since these were floor tiles that they might not stick on the ceiling, but they're made as an adhesive. They're much thinner, obviously, than a traditional floor tile. So at first it was looking good, but then as you can see here, it was not looking good. So I decided to work on another ceiling, and I'm just on a ceiling kick lately because whenever I scroll through Pinterest and look at room ideas, I see like a heavily decorated ceiling and I just love what it looks like. So I was showing you guys a very close up of the ceiling edge in here. I've never been happy with it. I feel like it looks messy and too amateur, way more amateur than my projects typically are. So I have been meaning to paint the ceiling the same color as the walls for a long time, and oh my gosh, I should have done this from the very beginning of painting this bathroom. It looks a million times better, you guys. Like, I really want to get into the habit of decorating ceilings as much as the rest of the room. If you've been with me since my first house, you might remember in my office I put a floral wallpaper on the ceiling. Might have to do something similar in my office here because I just think it's so homey and cozy, and I love a heavily styled room. So a decorated ceiling is definitely that. This was so needed. We're already about halfway done aside from the edges. I just need to do in the shower now. Guys, I'm so tired of looking at all of those marks that I showed you, all the close-ups, and some of them are a little bit darker because it's the last paint color. So let's finish this up. are moving right along here. I started with a step stool since it's easier and lighter, but I couldn't quite reach all the angles I needed to, so had to get out the big guns, get out this big ladder. It took me so long. Well, I could open it from the beginning. It took me so long to try and figure out how to raise it, and I gave up, guys. I could not figure it out, but luckily I did a little test run here and I was able to reach the corners with the height that it was at. I also start projects thinking I have everything and I don't. So I was using some of Forest paintbrush to do the edges, and then I put like a small paint roller on my finger and was pushing it into the edges, just anything I could do to make it work and get this done, because when you have the motivation for a project like this that you've been thinking about for months, like sometimes you just gotta find any way you can to get it done and make it happen. So that's exactly what I did here. Well, I was just smacked in the face by some pieces, but I got the light off. The vent is lowered, and then this vent, I need to screw drive it off so that way the paint lines look all nice and clean. And whenever we clean together, I always tell you guys, if I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it right. So that's what I was trying to do here. Pull down all of these vents and the light fixtures so that I could paint underneath them so the lines were clean. I struggled for sure with this first vent. The middle one was pretty easy, and then the light was definitely a struggle. I'm kind of shocked I could do it on my own, but girl, I was determined and we got it done. So it was totally worth it. Just finishing up the edges here, then we'll pop those lights on and it will be good to go. So I just washed this light fixture so we can put that back up in the shower area. I'm also going to wipe down these vents up here. So there's one right here, there's another one up there, then I will screw them back in, and shockingly guys, I think we are about to finish this 100%, so I'm really happy about that. Can I do this? First try, fell on the face.
Mom, that's dangerous. It could break on her head, then...
Did it. I literally did it. Seriously guys, I am absolutely thrilled. You know this has been on my list for a long time, so just to know that all of the edges are super clean. They're still a little bit wet in the back corner there, but I don't see all the ridges. It's easier for you to see right here. It's still a little bit wet, you know, but we're not gonna see all the little ridges and bumps of the old paint and the ceiling paint against the wall paint. It's all the same finally. So guys, I was scrolling Pinterest for ideas for this video. I know everyone is using TikTok these days for everything. Don't get me wrong, I love TikTok, but I feel like I find the most original ideas on Pinterest, or at least things I don't see everywhere. And there was a girl who was covering a cheap IKEA console table with contact paper in a green and white, and it looked so nice. and I was just like, why haven't I been using contact paper? There's got to be at least hundreds of styles on Amazon. This one's white with a wood grain, and I'm gonna put this over Forest's table. It's hard to tell from this angle, but it's covered in paint and marks, and I've just used a dry eraser or a dry erase, what am I trying to say? A magic eraser on it so many times that the finish is pretty much gone. And this did say it's waterproof, it's stain resistant. Of course, again, it's, you know, a form of paper. I'm gonna have to redo it every once in a while, but this was like $7 for a big roll. So let's see what it looks like. And this is just such a good idea for anyone who wants something quick and easy. If you have furniture that you don't like, but you don't want to paint it, you want something easy, that's not messy, like this is the way to go. So let's do this. And mine, of course, is pretty simple with the white wood grain, but there's a bunch of marble options on Amazon. There's also a bunch that look and feel like a grass cloth with a texture on it, and it just reminds me of Serena and Lily and Ballard Designs, a lot of higher end furniture decor. So all in all, I just think this was such a good idea I had to share. This already looks so much better. I know the edges aren't square, so it's harder to make it perfect, but still, I'm really not worried about that because it is just worth it. Look at that fresh, clean slate. So satisfying. Okay, now let's work on this table. So there's 1, 2, 3 missing right here. There's none on the front. That's why that is the front. And then there are 1, 2 right here. And all of these little gold balls that I use on here are actually in this pen holder. Sort of like a little stand or whatnot for all of these fancy pens. So even though this is a little bit time consuming and a little bit annoying to fix, I still think it's worth it. It saved me so much money, and you know I love those small details, so makes me happy every time I look at it. So the reason I titled this fixing project Save Your Money is because there was a table that looked very similar to this with these gold balls on the legs for like a crazy amount of money. I love the look but couldn't justify the price, so did it myself like this, literally a fraction of the cost for a very similar look. So I just want to inspire you guys to try the same thing. And just like that, it is all done. There's not a single one of these details that are missing. Feels really good to know that it's done because I've just been thinking about it for so long. But here's my proof. I'll work my way all the way around. And even though, you know, it is something that requires a little bit of maintenance now and again, I'm still so glad I did it. Well, we're at our first stop, which is Target, and what is very viral here right now inspired this whole video. So they have these towels that look very much like Wheezy towels. If you've never heard of that brand before, I have them hanging in my bathroom and in my laundry room, and they're pricey, so they're literally only on display. Like, I bought them almost 2 years ago. I've never used them. I just have them out for decorative purposes, but Target is obviously way more affordable than Wheezy towels for a very similar look. So we're gonna start here with the first DIY. We do have the towels, but girl, it was a mission. I had to have a few different people help me because they weren't on the floor and they were sold out in the blue, but I got the green, and it honestly is like the same color as the bathroom down here. So I kind of feel like it was a happy accident because, again, with the guests and whatnot, they'll be using the downstairs bathroom way more than the upstairs. But I just want to show you guys what these look like compared to the Wheezy towels. So the first thing that I noticed, which I think it's absolutely fine when it's a pack of 2 for I think $10, is the scalloped edging is on the front. It's not a true like ribbing, it's more so in the front, but it's not on the back side. Again, I don't think that's a big deal whatsoever. And then also, I'm kind of frustrated about this for both of us, but I really wanted to hand embroidery. So I just think this is a fun idea with a thicker string or even like a yarn to do hand embroidery with either the first letter of your last name or your married name, or I should say with your married monogram like I have upstairs in the bathroom. I was just going to do a bee. I got this big pack of string, and then I also got these seashells. So I got stars and then like a real, you know, seashell. But you guys, I went to Target, I went to Walgreens, I went to a few different stores. I couldn't find in-person sewing needles that are large enough for this string, which I did not think that was gonna be that big of a deal, but apparently it is. I'm gonna order them on Amazon. So we'll hang these up together, but I'll have to show you like the true hand embroidering in another video. So at least you can take the idea from it and know you should order the sewing needles online. But all in all, I just think I love sharing like affordable looks for last and hacks when it comes to fashion or home stuff or anything. So I had to share these because they really are super viral right now. See all the green accents in here and then the green on this. Also, I have this one, which I think it still looks fine, but you know, it's a little worn and loved, especially for guests. I want it to look fresh. Also, I have this little hook right here as opposed to a traditional style. So all in all, for $10 for 2, I think these are really great. Well, it's been a minute since we've done a chit chat, so I just wanted to catch you guys up on some things, fill you in, and I just feel like I have a lot to throw at you at the end of this video. So first and foremost, I hope you guys are excited for fall videos and Christmas decorating videos this year. I know I'm early. It is like the middle of July, but still, I am so excited because I got a comment from a couple of you guys over the last few weeks that are excited for fall videos, and I'm like, all right, I better have some good things up my sleeve. I've been doing the Nancy Meyers vibe. Of course, I will continue that, but I really want to do some Ralph Lauren videos for you guys because that is very much like the trend, I think, this year is Ralph Lauren when it comes to home decorating for the holidays. A little bit of fall, but really the Christmas Ralph Lauren vibes is what I'm thinking about because I just see that all over the place right now. And I do want to do some DIYs with pumpkins. Every year I get comments saying I should do the chinoiserie vibe on pumpkins, where you put like the napkins on it. It's almost like a paper mache vibe. I know I'm not saying that right, but I want to do that with you guys. And also, I didn't mention it in the video, but I have a new identity. So what do we think about this hair? I just talked about it on Instagram stories today. This Amazon hair extensions. You guys, if you are someone that likes hair extensions and you don't like how much they cost, I found these on Amazon for next to nothing when it comes to hair extensions, like $60, $70. And from the salon, they're like, you know, 4 figures. So Girl, I found another deal for us. I've been posting a lot on Like to Know It lately and just really trying to get organized over there when it comes to fashion, home stuff, and organization stuff, mom stuff, travel stuff, really a little bit of everything. Also, I started sectioning things by store, so Amazon, Walmart, Target. You know, I feel like those are the 3 most popular places that I shop. So anyways, I'm just trying to get organized in a bunch of different areas, trying to write some new goals for the fall of the school year. I love summer. I feel like it is the most magical time of year, like honestly, even more magical than Christmas. But I'm also really looking forward to us having a little bit of a better schedule for my work, especially because, you know, it hasn't been super easy to get a bunch of videos up for you guys lately. But thanks so much for watching and spending the time with me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I will link stuff down below for you, anything I think you guys would ask about. I'll get back to your comments. So definitely let me know what you are looking out for fall and winter videos. I'm excited for a change of scenery and a change of pace and a new season. So that's all my rambling for the end of this. I appreciate you guys so much. Please like and subscribe if you haven't had the chance to yet. And I'll see you right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye.